Apple Blossom coverage on the NCWLIFE channel is brought to you in part by August Edge. With a 2% listing fee, August Edge gives you the edge in real estate. Our chance to meet the top 10 candidates for the Royalty Selection Pageant continues here on the NCWLIFE channel. I'm Eric Granstrom. Joining us now, we have Paige Garetson. Hi, Paige.
Hi.
She is the daughter, and I'm going to get this right, James Andragina. I want to ask you about your mom's name.
Yeah.
Right out of the gate, tell us a little bit about your mom.
It's Serbian. So my grandparents, her parents came from Serbia.
Okay.
And it means dearest or sweetheart.
Okay. So she is an immigrant to the United States.
Her parents are, but she was the firstborn here.
Okay.
Yeah.
How interesting.
Yeah.
Before I got into this before I got you a chance. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Paige Garetson. I go to Wenatchee High School, and I'm a very avid snowboarder and dog lover.
Yeah, we're going to talk more about that here as we continue. As far as snowboarding is concerned, how do you go from being a snowboarder to a snowboard instructor?
I've been snowboarding this is my 6th season, and I've been skiing for the past 12 years, and I've just fallen in love with the sport. And I think the way for you to personally improve is by teaching it and learning all those little critiques.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it, downhill regular skis?
Yes.
To go from that to snowboarding, is that tough or?
There is a balance change, and you are no longer strapped onto 2 feet. 2 different skis, right?
Right.
One board.
Which you feel like you have a little more control over falling. Mm-hmm. In that case.
Yeah, you no longer turn into a pretzel when you fall, though, so that's good.
That's true. But there is a whole different part and art to falling on a snowboard. I mean, falling in general, it's tough. But, right? That's one of the things you got to learn how to do so you don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, so you're not hurting your wrist or your butt's not getting sore.
Why did you decide to run for Apple Blossom?
The $10,000 for me was that money for school would be amazing, but not only that, how often do you get to dress up in these huge ball gowns and
That's true.
represent a little city?
That's true. How hard has this been with the pandemic? Because those opportunities to dress up and to go to prom and to do all those things have been hampered by that, haven't they?
They have. Definitely less now than they were 2 years ago, but there still is that. And I feel like, especially for me, who was a sophomore when it happened, my high school is just kind of different than the stereotypical one.
Yeah, absolutely. You say your mom inspires you. You kind of went into that a little bit. Why specifically, when they ask you for someone who inspires you, why did you pick your mom?
My mom's a nurse practitioner, and I want to go into the medical field too. So she's my role model, and she's always there for me and pushing me to do better and be better.
Since you're relatively new to the Wenatchee Valley, right? Where did you come from before you were here?
Colorado Springs.
Okay.
And I had moved around more, but I call Colorado Springs home.
Okay.
So.
What was that change like for you to come here? That's kind of similar topographical almost,
for sure.
Right?
But I think Washington is by far so much more prettier. It is just in the valley in itself, and having the river so close and skiing so close, it's great.
So being that you're new here, you have a different perspective on this question for you. What's the biggest thing missing for teens?
Ooh, things to do when you want to hang out in the middle of the night. And things close very early here. They do. And that was one of the things here. It's like, what do I go do with my friends on a Friday night or on the weekends? It's difficult.
The pandemic. What's the biggest thing that you've learned through the pandemic?
That you can't plan life, and that it'll change in a second. And you may have had plans, but it's not set in stone, and that's okay. So.
Do you think that is shared by your generation now?
I think so. I like to call us pretty flexible.
So you think, is that a good thing, do you think? There's some people that might, older folks like us, might go, oh, that's so bad. That's too bad. You can't plan your life anymore. But I kind of think, like you said, to be flexible and to just roll with the punches, kind of important, isn't it?
Oh, I completely agree. I used to be so fixated on what I could tell you what I was going to do for the next 4 years and how I was going to do it. And now I'm looking back at it, and it's okay for once not to know what I'm going to do a year from now or 2 years from now. And
this is quite a process. Now, I don't know if you knew much about this whole thing before you decided, hey, I'm going to throw my hat in the ring. What's been the hardest part for you in this?
I am very busy. I don't think I knew how much went into this, and looking at those 3 girls from last year, and you're like, oh, they're the queen and the princesses, but they really worked to get where they wanted to be, and I just didn't think I didn't realize how much went into that, but.
Are you enjoying this process?
I love it. I love it. I like staying busy. It's good for me, so.
Okay, I have a curveball and throw into everybody
Okay.
here. Same question. You have a choice of 3 things, okay? You can skydive,
Okay.
deep sea dive, or just go for a long drive.
Okay.
Which would you choose and why?
Deep sea diving, because the ocean to me is just, I love the ocean. And fish and starfish are just so cool, and dolphins.
Okay.
Dolphins are neat.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have to arrange a trip for you and the other 9 because I'm not getting a lot of deep sea diving.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of long drivers in this bunch. Anything else we should know about you, Paige, before we let you go?
I'm just so excited to be here. I think this is a great opportunity. I hope to see everyone else and meet you guys. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you for taking the time to
Thank
join
you
us
for
here.
inviting me.
Paige Garetson, one of the top 10 candidates who will vie for the top 3 coming up this Saturday. It's the Royalty Selection Pageant presented by Casper Valley Bank. We'll have it live here on the NCWLIFE channel.